Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hey there. Who is watching? Trying to connect this properly. Okay. Good evening, everyone. You're very welcome to Honest Conversations with Chinaza Favour. I am so excited to have you. I'm super happy that you are here. If you're excited, please put it in the comments. Let me see you. That you're excited to be here. We have a very wonderful topic to discuss, and I would want you to go and invite your friends because this is a very sensitive topic, and of course, that's what we do at Honest Conversations, right? So, once again, welcome to Honest Conversations with Chinaza Favour. If you are watching, please say hi in the comments, all right? So I can give you a shout out as usual. It's been a moment, hasn't it? This conversation didn't hold last week for some unavoidable reasons, but today we are here. We are here. Hello, Kwame. It's good to have you here. You're very welcome. Who else is watching? Who else is watching? Good evening, everyone. I'm super excited. So today we have a very wonderful topic to discuss, and that is the dangers of unbridled enthusiasm. The dangers of unbridled enthusiasms. Before we go ahead, I want to just show you that we have a branded t-shirt already. See there? Honest Conversations with Chinaza Favour. We now have a branded t-shirt, and it's more like a baby step towards what we have to do in this on this platform and with this platform. So I'm very excited for that. I couldn't wait to show you that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for always coming. Thank you for always showing up. I really, really appreciate you. All right. But I hope my voice is very audible. It's loud enough. Hope I'm audible enough. 6 people are watching. And the comments, there's nothing in the comments. Okay, Clever Chidera, I see that you're here. Good evening. Ude Emanuela, good evening. You are always, always here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for um showing up. Kwame says I can only hear audio. Can't you hear? Can't you see me? Emanuela, can you see me? Chidera, can you see me? Because I can see myself. If you can see me, please let me know. Okay? Who can see me? Or is it only audio? Is it just my voice that you can hear? Okay, so Emmanuel, I think you can see me. I'm just checking on this other phone to be sure that it's not a problem from my end. Okay, so Emmanuel says okay, you can see me, right? Okay, so let me not just waste our time on that. Once again, thank you for being here. I don't want to keep you here for long. So why did I choose to have this conversation today? Why is this the topic that I chose for today's conversation? Because I have recently I have been having some sober reflection. A lot has been happening with me. A whole lot has been happening with me, and it made me to reflect a lot on my life. It made me to look around also to see what has been going on, what I had neglected over time that is leading, that led to me being in the situation where I am currently. Okay, and you know, I had to come to this realization that maybe I had yes, I was enthusiastic, I had the passion, but maybe I went off too fast. Maybe I rushed a lot of things. Maybe I became addicted to my passion. Okay? So today we'll be discussing unbridled enthusiasm. Unbridled enthusiasm. So all of us, we want to do something big. In fact, I teach and I preach dreaming big. All right? I preach going all out for your dreams. I preach just knowing what you're here to do and giving it your very best. I teach that you have to find your passion. I teach that when you know what you are here for, you have to be passionate about it so that you can actually achieve the results that you really desire. However, what I didn't realize, and so I didn't teach, was that passion, if it is not checked, can lead to destruction. If no matter how passionate you are about a thing, if you don't check your passion, if you don't put it in check, it's going to lead to your destruction, no matter how good it is, no matter how noble that desire is. Yes. So you want to do amazing things, but we all know that too much of everything is bad. If you are too passionate about things, you are going to lose a lot of things. If you are so passionate that nothing else matters to you but your passion, you're going to lose a lot of things. And I'm going to list out those things that you can lose when your passion is unchecked, when your enthusiasm is unbridled. So there's something called bridled tongue. When we are told to bridle your tongue, bridle your tongue. The Bible told us that life and death are in the power of the tongue, right? We are told to speak into existence what we want. We are told that out of the mouth proceeds many things, right? What we want for our lives, we can speak into manifestation, into being. But at the same time, the Bible tells us to bridle our tongue. So, which means that anything that has the capacity of doing good has the capacity of doing bad. Anything that can be good can be bad. Any cause, no matter how good, can be used as a tool for destruction. So did you know that early Christians were very brutal? Did you know that early Christians were not merciful to people who were not Christians? Did you know that? Well, let me not say early Christians. So a few hundreds of years ago, a thousand years ago, or a few hundred years ago, the Christians of those times were so passionate about the kingdom. They were so invested in propagating the gospel of Christ that anyone who didn't agree with the gospel of Christ was dealt with. So we cried that Muslims are persecuting us because we are Christians and all that. We also did ours. We also messed up because our passion was burning. We were consumed by our passion as Christians. And even today, we see many Christians who are very passionate about heaven, okay? They want to make heaven by all means. And because of that passion, the things of the world doesn't make sense to them again. But they didn't stop at that. They don't even want to associate with people anymore. Everything that they see is sin to them. And they don't see anything good in anyone unless you are carrying the Bible. So that is passion that is not checked. Because you are not here just to go to heaven. You're having human experiences here, and you need humans to survive. You don't need only God. You need God, yes, but God works through humans, and He won't only work through believers. Okay, He works with everybody that is around you. Any environment that you find yourself in, God can work for you in those environments. But some overzealous Christians have refused to eat certain things because they think it's forbidden. Some overzealous Christians have termed many things sinful, tagged everything ungodly and unholy and unclean, because of where they want to get to. It's working for them, but is that what the Bible tells us? Now, did you know that I was watching a video and the speaker said that the difference between addiction and passion is control. So you can be addicted to anything, and addiction is not good. Addiction of any kind is not good. So if you're addicted to reading, you're always reading, you're always reading, you're always reading, especially if you're reading fictional stories. If you do that too much, if you're addicted to reading, what this will do to you is that it will make you to start living in imaginary world. So reading will be your escape when you don't even you don't want to associate with your environment anymore. You want to get lost in the fictional world that you read about. If you are addicted to watching movies, you want to get lost in the movies. If you're addicted to exercise, there's nothing else that makes sense to you other than exercising. If you're addicted to your calling, yes, you can be addicted to your calling. And that is where I am driving at this night. I'm not talking of every other kind of addiction, pornography and all that. I'm talking of those of you who think you're doing very well, who think that your passion is justified. And the truth is, it is justified. But is it possible for you to be too passionate about something? Is it possible for you to be extremely passionate about something to the point that it is dangerous? Yes, it is possible. Okay, so a king some time ago was passionate about expanding his kingdom. Okay, so this passion led him to make moves that were not calculated, because all he knew was fight. He would always fight to conquer kingdoms, right? But then his passion blinded him from seeing that the next kingdom that he wants to conquer was actually bigger than him, and he would need more calculated steps, more strategies, more battle strategies to win that war. What did he do? He didn't. His advisors tried to talk to him, but he didn't pay attention, right? He just moved on and went to battle with that other kingdom, and one of his legs was cut. So he came back limping. And that was the end of that passion. That was the end of that quest to expand his kingdom. So what am I trying to say? That your passion, if it's not checked, can make you egoistic. Yes. Passion can make you egoistic. Ego. It will start pumping up your ego. I am the one who I am so passionate about this. I want to do this for the world. I want to, no, sometimes not even for the world, for yourself. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to achieve this. I want to become this. I want to be this person. I want to be that person. And you get so caught up in your head that you start becoming puffed up for something you are yet to achieve, right? And that is your ego. So this used to be me. It used to be me. Well, it's still me to a certain degree, because I discuss with myself a lot. I have discussions and conversations with myself all the time. And I have noticed that when I discuss with myself about certain things that I want to do, how I want to do this, how I want to do that, I talk as if I'm already doing them. and my ego just keeps getting puffed up. And I get satisfaction from talking about what I'm going to do. It's crazy. I get satisfaction talking to myself about what I'm going to do. And the funny thing is, when you spend so much time talking to yourself about your goals, when you spend so much time verbally discussing your goals and your passion, do you know what happens? You feel like you have arrived. And so you don't you're not able to carry your plans out anymore. So this is how I have left out so many plans that I had, so many ideas. I lived them in my head, I discussed them with myself, and they were done. I didn't have the zeal to move on again to actually accomplish them because I was already satisfied. My ego was already full from talking about it and discussing it with myself. Hey, Chawa Nana is here. Sis, it's good to have you here. You're very welcome. So, unbridled passion, there are so many dangers to it. There are so many things that you can lose being too passionate about your dreams and your goals and your visions. Yes, there are so many things. So, in my book, Dear Young One, there was something that I said there. I said you have to make time for the things that matter to you. When you are too consumed with and by your passion, right, that is all that matters to you. That is the only thing that you want to hear, the only thing you want to talk about. So you are hell bent on achieving that goal. Now, while you are achieving that goal, while you are busy, it is beautiful. Oh. While you are busy achieving that goal, in my book, Dear Young One, I use the analogy of a farmer. So you want to farm, you want to um, uproot this thing in the ground. So you are busy digging and digging and digging and digging. But there are people also with you on that farm, right? People that love you, that care about you, but you are too busy to look up. You are too busy. So you keep on digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. The people that are around you, that love you and care for you, that wanted to lend a helping hand, or that needed your attention about something, and you didn't give it to them, while you are still there digging for whatever it is that you want to get out of the ground, they leave you, they go back home, right? Now, by the time you are done digging, by the time you've finally gotten what you want, you lift your head, there's nobody around you. There's nobody to celebrate your victories with. There's nobody to hug. There's nobody to share your smiles with. There's nobody to tell the story of how you overcame because you were so consumed with your passion. So a certain billionaire was asked, what is it that you regret the most? He said, not making time for family when he was building, because it's cost him his marriage. He was so busy with his work, with his job, with his business, that his wife was not getting the attention that she wanted. His children were not getting the attention that they wanted from their father. It was just a loss. And so the wife had to live with the kids, filed for a divorce. And the funny thing is, while the divorce was going on, the man was still busy pursuing what he was pursuing. By the time he achieved his goals, he looked back. He couldn't even believe what happened, how he lost his marriage. But when he was building, he thought that his wife was being too demanding, or that his wife was not caring enough to understand what he was building. No, he was just overzealous. And by the time he realized that it was already late, the wife had moved on. Now, I have a billionaire friend who was very busy too, making money, right? He got married early and was very busy making money. His first son just turned 18. His first daughter just turned 16. All right? He has 4 children. So the first boy, and he has only one daughter and the daughter. Then the last 2 children that he has are 4 years now and 6 years. Now, when the first 2 children were growing, this man was not available. And so it was only the mom that the children knew. It was only the mom that they could only talk to, spend time with. The man was busy working, right? He was busy following his passion. He was busy building his business, which is absolutely beautiful. When the other children were born, this friend of mine told me, Chinaza, I wish I spent more time with my first son and my daughter. Now they are teenagers, and teenagers, their wings are always like this. They feel like they are on top of the world. So whatever you did not cultivate in them when they were still babies and children, it is difficult to cultivate that in them as they are teenagers. Teenagehood is not the formative years of children. It is 0 to, let's say, 12 years. Once you pass that, sorry, you've lost that child. Unless God decides to have mercy on you. So he told me that he's choosing now to be a present dad for his last 2 boys. Why? Because they have seen the damage it caused him on his children. Yeah, dad, the children have money. The dad has money, right? So the children always have what they want. But that bond, that connection that he wanted to have with his children, he didn't have them. He didn't have it. And no matter how much he has tried, teenagers, maybe when the kids become a lot older, maybe 25 or more, you'll begin to see the importance of parental bond or parent-child bond. But for now, those teenagers are in the hands of God. So don't let your passion rob you of your family, rob you of the love that your loved ones should have given you and the love you should have given your family. There is always a room for balance. You can have it all. You actually can have it all. Having unbridled passion can also cost you relationships. It can cost you relationships. How do I mean? I said before that when you have unbridled, when your passion is not checked, when your enthusiasm is not bridled, you become egoistic, right? You become full in your eyes. You become all sufficient to yourself. You become all powerful, right? And so you just keep on going after what you want. You don't even really want to listen to what anyone has to say. You don't. Even the people whose counsel you should be seeking, you don't seek as much. You only hang out with the people that kind of affirm you, people who always approve of you. You always hang out with people who seem to have similar passion. Now, what I mean here is similar ego, who are as egoistic as you, who don't listen to anyone. Oh, it's what I want to do. It's my core. It's what I want to do with my life. Nobody has the right to tell me what to do with my life. Are you serious now? A king, his word stands, right? His word is final. But a king has several advisors. A president has PAs, has advisors, has ministers. Why? Because it is important. They are all important. You cannot ever play a solo match in this game. I'm not sure what you mean. I wasn't talking to you. So you need to bridle your passion. You need to put your passion under check. You need to bridle your enthusiasm, especially when you are starting out. It can feel intoxicating. It can actually be intoxicating. So I remember when I wanted to, when I had the idea for a fashion brand that I was supposed to have, I went all out. I was so passionate about it, and da 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 da. I wasn't putting it out on social media, but my friends at that time, I told them, I was telling everyone, I have this vision. It was so grand. It is grand. It is big. If I share it with you right now, you'll be like, oh, Chinaza, that is massive. So I was so passionate about it. I was so blown away by the concept of that idea, right? And then I went all out without seeking counsel, without seeking advice from the people that are above me. It's it's a different thing to talk about something, and it's another thing to seek my counsel or to seek counsel for that thing. So I could come tell a friend, I'm launching a fashion brand, and this is the name, these are my colors, this is what we are going to focus on. The friend will be like, oh girl, go for it. And it's different when I come, please, this is what I have in mind to do. What do you think? What do you think? Is it a good idea? Is now the right time to go after this? What are the things that I need? Because passion can make you feel like a mad person. That is what passion is. Makes you mad. It makes you insane. It makes you lose sight of reality. Why is it that when someone is very passionate about something, they damn every consequence? It is good in a way because you're able to take risks that you ordinarily wouldn't be able to take, right? That is one side to it. But then it makes you to expose yourself to so many things that you might not be ready for. So you need counsel. And when you are so passionate about something like that, and many people are not supporting you, you either don't pay attention to why they're not supporting you, or you're too egoistic to actually understand that, okay, not everyone has to support what I do, but the relationship has to be. I mean, no relationship is ever completely toxic. Well, majority of relationships are never completely toxic. Just because I don't agree with your passion and what you want to do doesn't mean that I hate you as a person. But someone who is very passionate, who is extremely passionate, who is dangerously passionate and enthusiastic about what they want to do, sees your disapproval of their passion as hatred to them. And that is not true. I might disagree with your passion, but I still love you. But you're not able to see that because you are too blinded by where you are going, where you think you are going. And actually, where you are going might be good, but is this the right time? Are you going about it the right way? Are your relationships suffering because you're following your passion? So Lisa Nichols, I love that lady. I really love her. She said that at some point in her life, she had to move on, move away from everybody, okay? Sometimes it is necessary that you have looked around and you see that these people that are around me are actually pulling me down, okay? And I'm trying to save everybody. This ship that we are in is drowning, is capsizing, and I'm trying to save everybody. And I have seen that if I don't save myself first, all of us are going to drown. So let me get to safety. Let me put on my oxygen mask first so that I can be okay to put on the oxygen mask of another person. Let me put on my vest first so that I can help another person put on their vest. Let me put on my vest. Let me swim to safety so that I can call help. That is different from you cutting off every single person in your life because you think they don't agree with you. Because you think that they don't see my passion, they don't see my vision, they don't agree with my vision. I mean, many people will not agree with your vision. So before I go ahead, let me just go ahead and see the comments that I have here. Okay. Okay, this is so true. There are goals I only executed in my head. Shoma, I've executed over 80% of my goals. The ones you see me execute right now are the remaining 20. Other 80, all executed and gone. So these days, I'm trying not to talk to myself, discuss with myself too much about my goals. I just have to think it or write it down. But I can have an audience of 1 million people and I'll start talking and talking and talking. By the time I'm done talking, I'm okay. That goal is done. It's it's really not good. So Faith Adeniji said, first time watching live. I'm glad, and this topic is something not to miss out on at all. Thank you very much for watching, Faith. I'm glad you're here. Chuma is saying, thank you so much for this. We should remember that after the success, we need people we love to celebrate with. This is so true. So I don't remember the particular person who said this. I don't remember. One of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood. He said when he arrived, like when he finally achieved the goal that he had set for himself, all his friends were gone. And it's not like these friends were jealous of him. He just didn't make out time. So they were trying to come closer, but he was running away from them because he didn't want anything to distract him from his passion. So now he's made, he's a billionaire, but he doesn't have bosom friends anymore. So the people that are in his life right now are those ones that he's trying to build something substantial with. But those ones that he would have loved to actually celebrate with, they were nowhere to be found. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want us to have that experience because it's not beautiful. It's not. So imagine being at the top. Imagine receiving that award. Imagine being called up to that stage and you look around. None of your loved ones is there to cheer you on. None of them, because you pushed them away while you were building, while you were climbing on the stage. It's a very sorry situation to be in. Claire Batidera says, do not allow your passion to overwhelm you. Create a balance. Yes. Choma says, I lived through this phase. It seemed nothing else mattered apart from my goals. A lot of things suffered because of this, especially relationships. My friends gave caution and it helped. Oh, I'm very glad you listened actually, because many people would have been like, you're jealous of me, so you don't want me to achieve my goals, or maybe not jealous, but you don't understand. You don't understand how important this is to me right now. You're telling me to calm down. I'm not calming down anything. I'm going all out. But I'm glad you actually listened. Thank you very much for this input. So you're saying again, these days I make conscious efforts to try to strike a balance. It might not be easy, but the effort counts. Absolutely. It's not easy. It's not easy. So sometimes I have to write it down. Okay, Chinaza, you have to make this call. I'm not a call person, but I sometimes write, you have to make this call or send a message to this person. Sometimes I even put it on my phone's reminder to send a message to this person or to call this person, because I don't want to forget. And even if I forget, thank God there's technology, right? Let me put in the effort to maintain this relationship, these beautiful people that are in my life. I don't want to mess things up because I'm chasing a so-called dream, because I have a passion, because I have an addiction, because that is what it is. It's an addiction. It is an addiction, and addictions are not good, right? If you're not able to control your passion, it is that passion that is controlling you, and whatever controls you is your Lord, and whatever you are not able to control is an addiction to you. So you cannot be addicted to your passion. You have to be able to control your passion. You have to be able to strike a balance, because where you are going is still very far. we are all young. I want to believe that many of us are not even up to 30 years here. And even if we are, none of us is up to 40, right? So we still have a long way to go if God keeps us alive. We still have a very long way to go. How Imagine being in your 50s and nobody to celebrate with. And the people that you have then are ephemeral friends. The people that you would have then are people that are there just because of the money. Imagine that. It doesn't make sense. Donatus is saying, "Good evening, ma. I'm just coming. Hope I haven't lost a lot." Well, it's not going to be a long conversation, so you've actually missed out on a couple of things, but not much, right? So you have to be able to strike a balance. You have to be able to strike a balance. Now, when your enthusiasm is not bridled, you get to miss out on what is important. And by this I mean the basics. Excuse me, please. Oh wow. Niger, my country. Okay. So you get to miss out on the basics. You get to miss out on why you started in the first place. So let's say you want to, someone like me, I want to change the world. Okay, what do I need to do to change the world? You notice that you are so focused on the bigger picture. You're so focused on the bigger picture, and sometimes, this is not all the time, sometimes you find out that all the while that you are following that so-called passion, you are just busy, but you are not productive. I don't know how else to put this into words for you to understand. This is what I want to do. This is my goal. This is what I'm passionate about. Okay? I'm talking of goals now. And this is it. You're just beholding this goal. You are busy talking about this goal. You are busy strategizing, but you actually don't get to execute. Because you are not even real. You are not even clear on how exactly to go about this and actually start doing something. So you don't have the basics with you. You're not able to take steps. And it's kind of related to being caught up in your head and discussing and not being able to take one step, right? Another aspect to this is that when your passion is unbridled, when your enthusiasm is unbridled, you tend to create more enemies than actual friends. How do I mean? So when you're passionate about something, when you really are interested in something, you talk about it a lot, right? And when anyone you meet, you tell them about this passion of yours. Anyone you meet, you tell them any conversation you have, it's all about this passion of yours. And if you have friends that care about you, at first they might be happy for you, they might support you, but over time it gets tiring. Over time, they might become envious of you, which is normal. Because you have to bridle your enthusiasm to talk less. You need to bridle your enthusiasm to know that what I have to say has to be valuable to the people that are listening to me. It is not every time that I have to put up congratulatory posts. So before you even talk about it, ask yourself, do they really need to know this? Do they really need to? Sometimes you need to build in silence. But my generation, we don't know how to build in silence. we like talking. We like talking. We like eating food before it is done. And it never leads to any success. So when you talk about your achievements, you talk about your milestones, you talk about it all the time, all the time, all the time. Any time that there is a meetup with your friends, that is all you talk about. You don't even get to listen to them or to know what's going on in their lives or to know how they are coming, how their goals are coming, and all that. It is just about you. It is just about you. You become selfish. And not many people can survive around a selfish person, to be honest. And you don't even realize it. You feel that you are actually talking about your passion. You feel that you are doing the right thing. You feel that you are creating awareness for this passion of yours. Meanwhile, you are just creating envy in the hearts of your friends and your peers. So, bridle your passion, subject your passion under your control. Okay? Don't let it drive you. Don't let it decide how you live your life. Have a priority list. What are the things that are important to me? That is one of the reasons I am very passionate about wholesome living. And wholesome living is basically living a life that no part of your life is suffering, right? You're spiritually balanced, you're socially balanced, that is your relationships, you are mentally balanced, you are professionally balanced, you're balanced in every aspect of your life. Like no part of your life is suffering. Okay? So you have to create a priority list. What are the things that matter to you? What are the things that you need to do to ensure that each part of your life is in its best shape possible? You need to have this list. And one of the ways also to bridle your passion is to submit to a higher authority. Like I said before, when you are extremely passionate about something, you become egoistic. You don't want to learn, you don't want to listen, you don't want to be controlled, you don't want to be taught, you don't want to be a student. It is all about you, all you see. And quite frankly, it's not like you are trying to be rebellious or to be disrespectful, but this is just all that matters to you. This is all that you can see. This is your whole world right now. But this is what you need to do. You must become a student. No matter where you want to get to, you must submit. You must submit yourself to a higher authority. Now, this is this is a realization I just had. Yes, I have mentors. I have people that I seek their counsel, but I was not actively subjecting myself to be taught. I was not. I was more like a bird set free. I was a free bird. I could fly. And if you don't want to be taught, nobody's going to force themselves on you to teach you. They leave you to do what you want to do. That's what my mentors did to me. And I am at a point right now where I wish I had actually subjected myself to be disciplined, to be discipled, to be mentored consciously. So in this state of pain and emptiness and loneliness and hurt, for me, because I can't start showing you my emotions right now, I am choosing right now to actively subject myself to mentorship. So, okay, Choma is asking, what if you think the higher authority you'd be willing to submit to is busy and you don't want to be a burden? The truth is, everyone is busy, okay? if you really want to be taught, they need to see that you want to be taught. There is this thing about human ego, okay? Everybody wants to be a teacher. Everybody wants to feel important. Everybody wants to. That is why if you ask a question on social media, more like an advice or a counsel, you see hundreds of comments. You see thousands of comments because people want to feel heard. They want to feel like their opinion matter. Okay? So if that higher authority, if you already have access to that higher authority, okay, you can voice out what you want. Okay, of course, through service. You can either buy access or you serve your way through access, right? But my best way is through service. If you get the chance to talk with this person, tell them that you don't want to make a misstep. You don't want to take a step that you would regret. Oh, Choma, I wish I did this earlier. It's a very big regret that I have right now. I wish I had told this person that really cares about me that even if I don't show it all the time, please cut my wings when you feel like I am trying to fly before my time, or when you think I am taking a bad step. So if you tell this person just how important it is for you to be taught and mentored and disciplined, there is no way they will not make out time. You know, mentorship it doesn't mean having access to the person 24/7 or having access to the person 7 days a week. It could be once a month, actually. It could be once in 2 weeks. But within that time that he or she is able to speak with you or talk with you, get to know what's going on with you, and you get to hear from you, their counsel will last you until the next time you get to meet with them or talk with them. Me, I'm telling you my plan. I will subject myself to serious mentorship. And this is to show you how big a deal it is for me. I have not been mentored all my life. Yes, I have not been mentored. I've always had my way. I've always done what I want to do. But I am at a point in my life where I need it. I wasn't talking to you. I don't know why Google is such an apropos. I'm at that point in my life where I need it like I need air, because I've made a terrible mistake that I cannot even get out of. But I don't want to make more in the future. So let me start now to avoid any future potholes. So you cannot negotiate not subjecting yourself to an authority. And not one that will always pat you on the back. One that is harsh. One that will tell you as it is, but you know that it's coming from a place of love. Because sometimes coaches are not fun to be around. They are not they're not sweet. But you know that this is for my building up. This is for me to get better. This is for where I am going. This is for me to be able to withstand the pressure that I'm going to feel and have when I get to that stage. So no matter what your passion is, no matter where you want to get to, be a student. That was one of the things, that was what I wrote a few days ago. Be a student. It's hard, it's tough, because me, I don't like following instructions. I like creating my own rules. I've always done that all my life. But it is necessary. Okay, if you don't have a mentor, nobody should come to me for mentorship. I'm receiving such messages, mentorship and all that. So you see me, I need mentorship. So don't come to me for don't come to me for mentorship. go and submit yourself to someone higher. It will save you a lot of things. It will save you a lot of things. Okay? So make sure that whatever passion that you have, that it is not controlling you. I cannot overemphasize this. That it is not controlling you. That you can choose to stop now. To stop pursuing this. And you will not die. Let it not control you. Because anything that controls you, like I said before, is your Lord. Anything that controls you is your Lord. And you don't want anything other than God to be your Lord. Okay? So in this time of youth, when that youthful exuberance, that's what it's called, right? That youthful vigor. Go for your passion, go for it. I'm a preacher of that. But there is a place for balance. There's a place for mentorship. There's a place for priorities. There's a place for that. You want to make sure that your ego is subdued. Because unbridled enthusiasm will make you feel like you are equal with the people you're supposed to be learning from. It will make you launch out before you are ready. It will make you have overconfidence in yourself. It will make you overly confident in what you can do. You see, when I say believe in yourself, unbridled passion, unchecked passion, unbridled enthusiasm will make you too knowledgeable. It will make you too ready. It will make you feel too ready when you actually are not ready. So you're setting yourself up for doom, for destruction, for disappointment, and for regrets on the long run. But when you submit to someone, so Nancy Ogboe, okay, I shouldn't have mentioned her name. She said something about having a contract deal. You know, the deal was supposed to run into millions, and she was already excited for this deal. So she had already accepted herself with them. She had already signed the deal, about to sign the deal the next day, but they had orally accepted and sealed everything, right? So that night, she decided to run that deal through her mentor. And this mentor told her, no, you can't go on with that agreement. So what do you mean? I can't go on. I've already almost signed the deal. This is millions that I'm talking about. The mentor told her, you can't go on. But if you want to, the choice is yours. So this lady had the choice to either listen to this person or go ahead with what she's passionate about, and that will bring her money. She eventually decided to go on with what her mentor said. It wasn't up to 3 days. That particular company that was supposed to sign a deal with her, it wasn't up to 3 days, and the company was exposed to be fake and fraudulent. And people that were working with that company were all arrested because they were seen as accomplices to that crime. So can you imagine if she didn't have a mentor that she listened to? Should have been in jail. Even till now, because those people are still in jail. So mentorship is not always sweet. It's not roses. For those of you that are coming to Chinaza Favour to mentor you, mentorship is not sweet. It's going to drill you, make you go against your wish, but for your own good. So this lady later went back to the mentor, was like, this is what happened though. So it turned out that the mentor actually knew about that company, but just wanted her to be the one to make that choice. either to go ahead with the contract or not. So don't let what you think you know cloud your perception or your vision of what is actually true. It's not always as you see it. You need to run your passion through some filters to be sure it's worthy. Some of us want to change the world. Someone like me, I want to change the world. But the things that I want to change the world with, are they world worthy? Yes. Would an authority up there be impressed by this idea? Or am I just going because I think? Sometimes what you think is best for you is not best for you. And until you have someone who is more experienced, who has foresight, that you listen to, you will not be able to make the best decisions for your brand and for your vision, for your destiny. So submit to mentorship, have a priority list, especially for your relationships, and make out time for what matters to you. Make out time for what matters to you. Mentorship is not for proud people. That is why I said your ego has to be subdued for you to be a student. I'm reading a book, Ego is the Enemy. You all should get this book. This is it. Ego is the Enemy. I have been reading it, and I don't. Anytime I drop it, I just feel like I'm missing out something. So I pick it up again and continue. Read this book. It's going to help you a whole lot. Believe me. It's fire. In fact, this book needs to be read every year. The person who gave a forward here said, reread it each year. It is that important. So get this book. You can get it from Amazon Kindle. I think it is there. Yeah, I'll not tell you to go and download any free copy you see, because the person that wrote this book needs to earn. So go and look for where to buy the book and invest in yourself and read it. You're going to be glad you did it, okay? Let me see your comments and see if there are any questions. Joatkin is asking, please, what's the right channel to go through when seeking mentorship? I already talked about it. Service. What do you want out of life? Who do you think is already doing what you want to do? Whose counsel do you think is wise enough? Who do you think is knowledgeable in where you are going that you can submit to? Who do you love enough to listen to? Mentorship is not, hey, I have her contact, I have his contact. It is very far from that. Mentorship is, even if I don't like it, I want to listen to you because I know you know better. Yes. So when you find that king, serve your way into their circle, into his or her circle. Look for what they might need and serve it up. Or you buy courses. Sometimes the mentorship that we need also might not even be direct contact, or might not be through direct contact immediately. Right? It could be by buying their courses, buying their books. Like I've heard, BD mention some people's names. He'll be like, this name is familiar. I have been seeing this name, debit alerts and receipts with this particular name since I started in 2014 and 2021. And after how many years this person, and Junobiri does not even directly talk with this person, but this person is always in his circle. He always sees that name. So if there's anything that comes up that would need Junobiri's input in his life, or maybe a counsel, tell me that Junobiri will not give his counsel. Of course he will, because that person has made him or herself visible to that king. All right, so buy courses. The answers that you seek actually might be in one of their courses or one of their books. But buy. Join their memberships. If someone has a membership program, save up and join their membership. Don't go and send them messages. Please, there is another video that we already did on this talk show finding the right people for your life's journey. Go and watch it. You're going to see the best way to um, connect with the people that are going to be important in your journey, especially as regards mentorship. Okay? But majorly serve your way or buy your way. Not bribe, buy their products. You'll get easier access to them that way. Alright? I am black. Einstein is saying, I kind of lost my mentor to my determination to be an engineer. I love technology so much. Sorry. I don't know what to say right now. Sorry. Solomon Mabo says, living without a mentor exposes you to mentors. There must be someone to guide you. Yes. Yes. Choma, yeah, she got herself saved from trouble. Serious trouble. Solomon says, mentorship is discipleship. It's not always a sweet and pleasant experience. Yeah. It's usually majorly not a sweet and pleasant experience. Majorly. When we hear Jesus' disciples, did they think they were enjoying? No, they were not enjoying. Oh. Just that they had access to the master. But their experiences were far from being pleasant and pleasurable and rosy. Okay, and sometimes just would tell them to. Do you remember that time he sent them out to preach with nothing? Nothing. Don't go with money, don't go with clothes. Who does that? But they had to obey their master, trusting that he knows what's best. So where they went, people hosted them, gave them new clothes, gave them um, gave them a place to shower, fed them. So they didn't even need money. They didn't need to carry that extra load of clothes and bags and all that. God already made provision for that, but those would not have been possible to them if they didn't obey the master. Okay, so you need to make sure that the person you want to submit under is someone who is wise, who has foresight. Yes, so that you can actually trust their decision and follow it through. Because usually it always ends well for those who follow. It's not always as we say it. Yeah. Chukwudi says, some people around me think I'm arrogant because I don't always give myself to so many things that they do. Because I'm caught up in other things which I feel are more important. How do I manage this? What are those things that are important? What are those things that are important? Relationships are important too. Your work is important, but relationships, believe me, would I say, are more important. So your skills can only take you so far. Your capabilities can only take you so far. But you say relationships, I suck at relationships, but I am teaching myself to cultivate them, to nurture relationships. My friend Ella Vance, oh, she's a nurturer. It comes naturally to her. Nurturing relationships. For me, I suck at that, so I have to put in extra effort to ensure that the people that I love, people that matter to me, know that they matter to me, and that I keep in touch with the people that I'm supposed to keep in touch with. All right? Because there are some places that you will not be able to get yourself into. There are some conversations where you will not be, but you will be mentioned. The people that know you would recommend you. Maybe casually, but then your name is already mentioned there. And because it's coming from someone that they already trust, they'll be like, okay, let's have him or let's have her. So no matter what you think is important, your relationships are also important. Please don't allow it to suffer. Even if it's no relationship with those ones that are higher up there, if you don't have those ones yet, relationship with the people that are on your level or in your level are also important. Is also important. because you are all growing, you are all building. Relationship with people that are under you is also important, because I mean there is no timeline to when someone can achieve a thing. Like, just because you started doesn't mean that you'll get there before they do. Okay, so what if they overtake you and get there before you? They might need to guide you on some steps, or on some certain things that you would want to do. So you would need their guidance. But if you didn't cultivate that relationship, or if you're already feeling too big because of what you've achieved right now, and so you didn't treat them well now, they will have no reason to guide you even when they see you about to step into a pothole. Okay, so I'm not saying that what you think is important to you is not important to you, but your relationships are also important, just as important. All right. Someone says learning from those results is important. You have to subdue your ego to attain any height of worth. That is very true. Very, very true. Ego will have to make will. I'm going to actively seek out mentorship. Gee, I am doing that right away. I am. I can't keep trying to figure things out on my own. I mean, that's too much time wasting, and that's too much costly mistakes. Why do I have to make the mistakes when there are people who have made it that I can learn from? Right now, I just made a very terrible one that others will not have to learn from me when it is out. So I can't make more. I can't make more. Solomon is saying over familiarity can deprive you of the opportunity to learn from those you share a close relationship with. That is very true. We also have another conversation. I think that was the last conversation on this channel. The dangers of overfamiliarity. It can rob you of many things. You don't want that. You can go back and watch the video if you weren't around when we had that conversation. It's going to help you a whole lot. You can't learn until you are taught. Learning is significant to making a mark in destiny. That's true. Serve your way to your mentor or pay the price to get their attention. That is very true. So there is this thing that one of the guys that I follow online does. Okay, so if he wants to learn something, he wouldn't have to go and buy your course. He would he's already very rich, so he can afford to do something like this. Sorry. So what he does is he will get that person's contact and ask him or her what and ask him or her what is your charge per hour. What is your charge? Like, if I want to pay for your time, how much is it going to cost me per hour? The person will tell him. He said he uses this to learn anything that he wants to learn. So the person will tell him, and he will tell the person, I want just 5 hours from you. But what he will pay the person would be more than 3 times what that person would make in 5 hours. Right? So that person will have to distill everything that they know over the course of their career. In fact, all the lessons that they have learned in their lives, the person would distill everything and give him within those 5 hours. So instead of going through trial and error, trying to figure things out, you just pay for the person's time and ask questions. And of course, nobody would want to lose touch with that kind of client, isn't it? So if you can afford that, you can do something like that too. I'm just saying. That's going to cost you millions. But if you can afford it, why not? Every person in authority is subject to authority. Okay, I didn't get that. Okay. God visits those who don't submit to authority. It's indicative of rebellion and exhibition of pride. That is true. The devil failed to submit to authority and was punished for rebellion. That is true. So no matter how passionate you are, please bridle your passion. Be truthful to yourself about where you are and what your current journey is. Okay, it's going to help you to be humble. It's going to help you not to be too egoistic. It's going to help you to not be too puffed up. So be truthful to yourself. Make a priority list. What are the things that matter to you? What are the things that you cannot afford to lose or to trade on the altar of passion? Okay? Relationships, please don't joke with it. Right? Your relationship with God, your relationship with others, your mental health, just every aspect of your life doesn't have to suffer. So create a priority list. It's going to help you, and then submit yourself to mentorship. This is the biggest for me. The biggest, because it's going to riddle you, not just your passion now or your ego or your enthusiasm. It's going to riddle you, like it's going to train you, it's going to bring you down to where you need to be so that you can be more focused on where you want to get to. Okay, so I think that is where we call it a night on this conversation. I hope you got something from it. I hope you learned something. And Chinaza Favour doesn't know it all. I just have these conversations because there are lessons that I'm learning. And as I learn, I teach. I make mistakes. I just made a terrible one. I keep saying it here that you don't know yet about. I make mistakes, but I learn from my mistakes, right? I look at the lessons that I can learn from this mistake, and I take corrections and I move on. And I host conversations like this where we can be truthful to ourselves about things that are going on, in our lives, and how we can get better as individuals. Because I believe that when we are better as individuals, everything that we do gets better actually. So personal development, when you invest in personal development, your professional life blooms and blossoms too. So that is all this channel is all about. That is why I'm here, just to inspire you to be the best person that you can be. And even if you make mistakes, it's fine. Everyone does make mistakes. Just don't beat yourself up too much. Move on. As difficult and as hard as it is right now for me, and as difficult and as hard it might be for you right now, move on. What is ahead is actually better than what is happening right now and what is behind you. I always believe that the future always holds something better. I don't believe that the best life that you can live, that you've already lived all of them. I don't, because we cannot see tomorrow. So if you've actually lived your best life yesterday, it means that there's nothing to there's nothing to be hopeful for tomorrow then. So whatever you've experienced, whatever life that you've lived, whatever thing that you've done, what tomorrow holds in store is better. The future is always brighter, is always better. So keep hope alive, keep investing in yourself, keep joining conversations like this. It's held every Thursday by 9 p.m. Just make it a date with me, you know. And we'll see where we get to in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. Because majorly, basically what I do here is not to teach you skills or to teach you business or to give you business ideas and insights. No, what I do here is what helps you as an individual, as a person, to get better, so that you can actually be better in every other aspect of your life. So keep joining, keep showing up. I am showing up because you are showing up. So thank you for being here. I really, really love you. Choma Nanda, this is the first time you are joining live, right? It's good to have you here. God bless you too. Okay, blessing. The name of the book is Ego is the Enemy. This book has to be one of the best books I've read. I'm going to make it my yearly book, right? Like every year I have to read this book. I know someone that reads a couple of books every year. Like Joyce Daniels, she reads 7 Habits of Highly Effective People every year. I've not read that book. It's one of the books I said I'm going to read. But she reads it every single year because she gets more insights from them. But this one, I need to read this one every year because it will help me to not to be puffed up. It will help me to be calming down, in this journey to fame and influence and all that. You need it. You need it. It will tame you. You need it. Joachim says, this conversation was insightful. Looking forward to doing more of this. Thank you very much. I'm glad you found it insightful. Mr. Solomon says, God bless you greatly. Your reward for the sacrifices in the lives of men will not go unrewarded. Thank you very much. I celebrate you always. I celebrate you too. Thank you. Faith says, the time spent for this conversation was worth it. I'm more than glad. Thank you, Chinaza. Aww. Thank you very much, guys. It's already past 10 in the night. So I hope you have a very wonderful night's rest and that you keep living your best life, because why not? I mean, we're all waiting for death, so why not just give this your best shot, right? So bye. I'll see you next Thursday on this same channel to discuss another interesting topic. Okay? Bye. I don't know, saying goodbye is always hard for me, but finally, bye. Bye.